Welcome to MAPP. My name's Ronny Haze, and today we're going to knock out Q&A number 3. Let's jump right into this before I lose my light. John Bell asks, do you wear a crucifix? Do you consider yourself a religious man? I bought this about 15 years ago. This is really old, and to me this symbolizes dying for what you believe in, and that is it. Nothing more, nothing less. As far as whether or not I am something running across the damn woods. As far as what I believe in, I would have to say I believe in something closer to karma. I think things balance itself out. Moving on, Don Sims. Will you set up a studio like you had before? Absolutely. Jose Manuel. I hope so. Don't you think they screwed the Terminator saga after number 2? Yes. Apocalypso. Do you want to become a full-time YouTuber? And what do you do for a living now? Painter now, and as far as a full-time YouTuber, and I don't mean like art painting, just painting houses. As far as doing a full-time YouTuber, that's a difficult question. Listen, you see people on YouTube and they're like, yeah, I want to do full-time YouTube, and it's like only YouTube. I have 2 other projects that are outside of YouTube, but will be connected, I guess, because I will eventually make videos on them. But so as far as like a full-time YouTuber, no, I'm not seeking that. I will always continue to make YouTube videos. Bam! That's the easiest way to explain it. I will always make videos on this channel, but as far as being a full-time YouTuber, not really going that route. But, you know, as long as I'm always making videos on this channel, basically I'm a full-time YouTuber. Unless you're determining, you know, whether or not I get sponsor deals and money or money from ad revenue. I mean, now you're talking in monetary, and I don't know what you would consider full-time, like how much money you bringing in, you know what I mean? But I'm putting up daily videos as best as I can, so I mean, I guess that would be a full-time YouTuber. I don't know. What's your let me know what you guys would categorize a full-time YouTuber. Jack Lewis. Why do people say Ronny Purple Haze? Well, there's a drug, Purple Haze. It's a different type of weed. And Jimi Hendrix song, there you go, look that up. Big Kev 619, future plans for YouTube, 1 year and 5 years. 1 year is just growth, and I got outside projects that I will be showing on this channel. I will do that within the 1 year. Within the 5-year plan, I am hoping to take my one big project, which will be, you know, producing shorts and shit like that, or which it will focus around that, but I will be doing it officially and be better off in that aspect. Creating original content. That's the easiest way to explain it. Mandy Carroll. How's your novel coming any closer to printing it? The novel, the story's coming along great. I'm, you know, talking with a few artists, trying to work some things out. I am in love with the story. Absolutely in love with the story. Now, as far as it's going to be a graphic novel now, and real quickly, the reason why I went with that is because a novel, I wouldn't be able to just bang that out right now and put it out. I was talking to a few people who actually have published novels, and like they have a decent career going in the field, like real people. It was very nice of them to give me some information, and some of them it takes, you know, 3-4 years, maybe even longer, to really put out these novels, certain ones, and sometimes longer. Like look at the Game of Thrones. Someone just told me, and I don't know this for, you know, whatever, but someone told me sometimes it takes a long ass time, like years. So I can't drop a full novel on you like that. But a graphic novel, I'm gonna start coming out with pieces early 2016 as long as everything goes well. And if people are interested and it gets hot, then you'll see it throughout 2016, as long as, you know, it stays hot and we're all active, or else it gets picked up and we get a publisher. I mean, that's, you know, there's different roads you can go. Anyway, moving right along. Andrew Atkins, what is your favorite type of video to make, and what is the easiest? My favorite type of video to make is ones where I would have to say like the comic cover style, where there's a lot that goes into it. The explain videos where it's very detailed. My favorite videos to make are the ones where it'll take me hours and hours every day sitting down, tweaking things, getting images. I love doing those types of in-depth videos. And the easiest ones to make are probably the news ones where, you know, I read information to you guys from another source, where that's why I don't like doing those a lot. And I know there's, you know, some channels out there where that's all they do, and I don't know how they do that. Oh god, it's like you're just putting out someone else's work. But I would get so bored of that. But those are the easiest ones to do, because it takes nothing from you other than to turn on a camera and show a couple images, you know, like the Negan statue one, easy as shit to put up. But I love that concept. Well, then again, I didn't read off, but you guys know what I mean. I spoke for 2-3 minutes, talked about my opinions, put on some images that, you know, I didn't even have to take those images. They were already there from McFarlane Toys. Bong, video's done. Moving on. Dumpster Marcus, another YouTuber. He does some scrapping and dumpster diving videos. Really awesome dude. Other than Walking Dead, what was or is your favorite TV shows? Breaking Bad all day, Sons of Anarchy, Lost, I used to love that. The Shield remains one of my all-time favorite TV shows. I love Dexter, Boardwalk Empire, season 1 and 2. Fuck, I know I'm gonna miss 1 or 2 here. Quantum Leap from back in the day. Oh yeah, that's on my bucket list to make a Quantum Leap movie. Watch, I'll get that done. Oh fuck, Hollywood will probably fuck it up before I get there. Anyway, moving on. Breaking Dead. How would you write season 8 of Dexter? I would write it a hell of a lot different. Trust me. And it would be, oh god, you know what? Fuck that ending. They had it really good up until the last like 2 minutes. Sanburbia Pictures. Do you want to eventually go to film school or study screenwriting? Listen, I took courses in, I've already taken acting courses with some method acting, and I've already taken a shit ton of screenwriting. I can't tell you how much shit I have read and studied and courses I've taken on screenwriting. It's fucking ridiculous by now. Acting, I would always, you know, I'm always up for taking more. You know, learning more. I love it. Fuck yeah. Bruce Jackson. Do you get any disrespectful comments? Do you delete them or do you put them to shame? Yeah, I get a few. You know, as far as deleting them or putting them to shame, a lot of times you ignore them and that's it. Sometimes I'll address them, especially if I think it's like a bullshit lie. I'll be like, listen, you know, you can lie all you want, but I'm just here to announce that's bullshit. A lot of times I leave them up. If they're not racist or they're not fucking foul. Now, I've seen a couple comments here where someone's like, oh, you pussy, you deleted my comment, and I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. But recently I've been checking the spam folder, and if you were a genuine asshole and people are flagging your shit, your comments don't even show up. They go immediately to the spam folder. So let me put this out there. If you're a dickhead and you think people are deleting your shit, YouTube, the algorithm automatically takes your shit out. Boom. You know, there's some knowledge for you. The same way if you go around copy and paste and then you put it on mad comments, I've seen that a lot on my channel, and it fills up the spam folder. People don't even see it. So, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it just matters on what they're saying. For the most part, they could speak their mind, because the average viewer will scroll down and be like, it's a fucking troll, and that is it, you know? Anyway, Alan Rios, do you have a wife? No, I do not. Ben Hunt 10. Were you always into comics before The Walking Dead? If not, what were your other hobbies? I didn't really have other hobbies. Listen, no, I was not into comics. When I was little and my mother would take me to the Acme or something, I would get like The Punisher, love The Punisher, Wolverine, X-Men, Batman, you know, Superman, Spider-Man. Superman was probably closest to the least, which is surprising. But yeah, but I was reading the shit out of comic books until I was like 10 or 11. And then I just stopped. I know that Acme closed down and the other grocery store didn't have comic books, so I just stopped. And after that, I didn't read them till I was in my 20s and The Walking Dead came out. So yeah, there's that. As far as my other hobbies, I didn't really have any other hobbies. Like, it wasn't until The Walking Dead drugged some of the nerd out of me, and then I was, you know, I got a little older, had a kid, and then I was at home more, because before I was always out partying with friends, or, you know, just running around, being a knucklehead. I was either running around or working, you know what I mean? Either working, hustling, running around. So I didn't really catch up on many hobbies like that. But then once I started sitting home more with my daughter, then I started getting hooked on The Walking Dead, well, from the gate, and then I got into the collecting and shit like that. So being a collector like that is new to me, and it's all because I settled down with my daughter. So I hope I answered that to your satisfaction. Moving on, Christian Boswell. Where did the name Ronny Haze come from? This one, if you asked this question, this was the first one I saw on the things, because I know like 10 people asked. So I didn't put your names in here. I do apologize. A lot of people asked this, but I'll let you know now. Ronny is actually my real name. It's on my license and everything. As far as Haze, Haze is just a nickname. And until we do a video covering that hot topic, I'll leave you guys guessing why. Claudia Wasaka, I think I've spelled that wrong. Who is your favorite actor? Leonardo DiCaprio, Super Marky 123. How long were you with your ex, and how long were you a single dad? You put a whole thing down about here because you relate to being a single dad. I hope everything is going great for you on that aspect. I was with my ex before I had my daughter for a few years, and how long have I been a single dad for? Since my daughter was about 3 months old. Travis Ward, show... Oh, did I get into the show first or the comic of The Walking Dead? Show first. Daniel Brunston, do you think you are the next Robert Kirkman? Yeah. In the same way that Robert Kirkman and Todd McFarlane was talking about, there is another Robert Kirkman out there, there's another Todd McFarlane out there. I'm not saying I'm gonna write the next, zombie TV show, wild fucking franchise. No, but I am saying that I feel that I have a story and creativity enough to put this shit together, to get it out there and have a lot of people really enjoy it and have it take off and be its own thing. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna, come anywhere close to The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is probably going to, stay the champ for a long time. And by all means, I'm not trying to dethrone it. I would love to just have something, a comic coming out every month that is, doing enough where I'm not afraid it's going to stop coming out the next month. If I can do that, then that's success for me. So in that aspect, I say I feel like I am the next Robert Kirkman, the next Todd McFarlane, creatively. Now, I say that, and I think that anyone who wants to come out with something creatively, you have to be confident enough in your story to be able to say, yeah, this might sound like a cocky thing to say, or some people are like, look at this delusional son of a bitch. Listen, if I didn't have confidence in my story, why the hell should I, ever expect you guys to want to read it? I think there's some things here that I crafted with my Dead Living story, working title only, that will blow you guys away. Some really amazing shit. And I really hate that I can't drop a bomb on, like, this is how it is, boom, because there's some shit there that are some twists and some turns that aren't found in the zombie genre today. I know definitely one thing right now that's prominent in all zombie films that was always problematic, and I fixed that. So shit like that, I am very excited about bringing to the screen. And it's extremely different from The Walking Dead. So if you are a giant fan of The Walking Dead and you're like, oh yeah, I'll love this thing, you just might not, because it is absolutely different, night and day. Yes, there's zombies in it, but the entire world and the design of the collapse, absolutely different. So I'm not sure if you'll like it, but I do think if you look at it as something that's not The Walking Dead, and if you really understand that, like, okay, I'm reading something that is not The Walking Dead, I think you'll open up and love it. Because a lot of people, when I talk about doing this project, a lot of people are like, and some of them are younger, they don't understand, but they're like, oh, is this going to take place in the world of The Walking Dead? And I'm like, no, I'll get sued like a motherfucker. You kidding me? Is it going to take place in the world of The Walking Dead? What? And another thing too is I don't want it to take place in the world of The Walking Dead. See, I respect Robert Kirkman for saying that he wanted the spin-off Fear the Walking Dead to not rely on the original TV show and its success. In the same way, I would want my comic to not rely on the success. If I was legally able to have it take place in the world of The Walking Dead, I wouldn't want to, because now I got fans that are already in love with that world, and if this didn't take place in that world, would they really, really love my story? I don't know. I would always be second guessing myself. So this takes place in a completely different environment altogether. Yeah, I mean really different, and it's man, it's hard to explain. You know what? I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to end it with one more question. I'm going to end with one more question, and then I'm going to do a quick 5-minute video of explaining why I think now is the perfect time for my story to come out, 2016. All right, last question. Mistretta, did I say that right? Do you still dumpster dive? No, I do not. Dumpster diving is a headache of a headache. It's such a hassle because there's so many people out there that hear dumpster diving, see dumpster diving, and they think about digging through their personal trash, the disgusting, snot ridden, or they think about the time they worked at a restaurant and how nasty the trash is. and that's so far from the truth when it comes to retail dumpsters. Some of those dumpsters are cleaner than, most of them are cleaner than bathrooms that we actually go in and use, you know, and I shit you not, especially the ones out beside, you know, especially the ones that don't have the restaurants connected to them, let's put it that way. But no, I don't dumpster dive. For one, if I did dumpster dive, it eats up so much time that I would have to cut out some of the content I already do. But two, my area dried up so much, it got so popular in my area that people were taking advantage of it, and they started locking it down. They started destroying everything, so it would be a big waste of time. So I'd be wasting my time checking the dumpsters, and then I wouldn't be able to make videos still on this channel for other content. So it really came down to dumpster diving started falling apart, and I said, well, fuck it, I'm gonna make a couple Walking Dead discussion videos. Next thing you know, boom, dumpster diving was flatlined, and the Walking Dead is soaring. And I'm talking about like content wise, because there was just nothing I was finding. I couldn't show you guys, I couldn't make videos on it, but you know, and I thought the channel would be, you know, hurt from that, but it got better from that actually. So anyway, let me shut this off. I want to talk about my comic a little bit. For those who are interested, look out for that update. And anybody else who wants to participate, rules are in the description, and go ahead and put your questions down in the comment box. Put Q&A before it though, and I'll see you guys back here for the next Q&A. And thanks for participating, and thanks for the curiosity about little old me. That's it. I'm done. Subscribe now.